Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranams.
Mataji. Sure, Madana. We can start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Diraite. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं त्रिणतारिणम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य शतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण. So welcome you all for reading Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the wonderful activity of a spiritualist. Bhagavatam is non-different Krishna. Just reading Bhagavatam, we take association of Krishna. At the same time, we take association of the pure devotees by reading Srila Prabhupada's purport. So we're reading first canto, 8th chapter, Maharani Kunti's prayer. Today, sloka 24, right, Mataji?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I
Yes,
have to
Prabhuji.
read 24.
Yes.
Madhyappan Prabhuji.
Go ahead. And those devotees who are not in the Bhagavatam group, please message your number in the group so that Mataji can add it so that you can also get a chance to read.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, go ahead.
We Canto 1, Chapter 8, 24 sloka. Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darsanat Asat Sabaya Vanavasa Krutcharata Mrute Nega
Shall I
Maharas
read to you, Prabhuji?
Prodha Trauni Astras Sasma Hare Rakshita. Please once read Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vishan Mahagne Purushada Darshanad Asat Sabhaya Vanavasa Krischarata Mride Neka Maharata Strato Maharatastro Rano Asatras Chasma Hare Virakshitaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Exactly.
My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. Purport: the list of dangerous encounters is submitted herein. Devaki was once put into difficulty by her envious brother. Otherwise, she was well. But Kunti Devi and her sons were put into one difficulty after another for years and years together. They were put into trouble by Duryodhana and his party due to the kingdom, and each and every time the sons of Kunti were saved by the Lord. Once Bhima was administered poison in a cake. Once they were put into the house made of shellac and set afire. And once Draupadi was dragged out and attempts were made to insult her by stripping her naked in vicious assembly of Kurus. The Lord saved Draupadi by supplying an immeasurable length of cloth, and Duryodhana's party failed to see her naked. Similarly, when they were exiled in the forest, Bhima had to fight with the man-eater demon Hidimba Rakshasa, but the Lord saved him. So it was not finished there. After all these tribulations, there was the great battle of Kurukshetra, and Arjuna had to meet such great generals as Drona, Bhishma, and Karna, all powerful fighters. And at last, even when everything was done away with, there was the Brahmastra released by the son of Dronacharya to kill the child within the womb of Uttara, and so the Lord saved the only surviving descendant of Kuru's Maharaja Parikshit.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here Kunti Maharani is further praying, saying that, my dear Lord, your Lordship has protected us from the various difficulties. She is listing out what all things. This is the one of the qualities of a devotee. As a devotee, we should always appreciate, be thankful to the Lord, what Lord has done to us. I'm really a sinner. I have done so much sins, but still Lord is tolerating me. Lord has given so much to me. Lord, for example, as a practicing devotee, Lord has given me the devotee association. Lord has given me to read Bhagavatam. Lord has allowed me to chant his name. Lord has given me the temple so that I can purify myself. So this is the greatness of the Lord. And in each and every the situation, Lord has protected me. So this is the point Kunti Maharani is saying. So again, as a practicing devotees, all of us should think that how Lord is, saving each and every point and helping us. So that's a gratitude Kunti Maharani is expressing. She's listing it out. She's not saying that, Lord, you did this to me. You are created this problem. You have created this problem. You have made me this. You have made me this. She's not complaining. She's appreciating. So today, if we see that the society, people go out in front of the Lord, they keep on complaining. You gave me that disease. You made me this. You made me this. But they never appreciate what Lord has done. Lord has done so much for us, but we are not remembering that. We're forgetting that. We're remembering only the difficulties that Lord has given. Now, what Kunti Maharani is saying, in those difficulties, you have come and you have protected me. And not only me, the family. And in the case, compares with the Devaki. Devaki was put in difficulties only once by Kamsa. But the Kunti and the family throughout the life, when even the Kunti Maharani's young children, Pandu died. After that, she was in a deep trouble with the Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana team. So here, list of the difficulties given. Of course, we will not get into those difficulties. No, we are already read. The point as a practice devotee is, I should understand that I should be grateful to the Lord. I should appreciate the Lord. I should glorify the Lord for giving done so much good to me. With that, because I deserve much more, because I've done so much sin, I deserve much more difficulties. But Lord has saved and put me into such a nice place. So Lord has given me all the facilities today to bhakti. And on the top of it, he has given nice prasadam and nice deity, nice temple, nice holy name, Bhagavatam, nice devotee association. What else I want? So this should be my mood, so that I can do my bhakti nicely, so that in this life itself, I can go back home, back to Godhead. So that should be my mood. In the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that in this verse, she shows the varieties of dangers. Vishada refers to giving a poison, and Mahagnesha refers to the burning from the house of lack. Purushada means the Rakshasa like Hidimba. Asat Sabha means vicious gambling house, the assembly of Kurus where Draupadi was disrobed. So these are the points, Vishwanath Chakravarti mentions. Again, as a practice in devotees, I should understand that how I should be grateful to the Lord. So we'll move on to the next. Maybe devotees can share your thoughts later, but yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vipadda santu ta shashvata tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato yat syat apunar darshanam. Translation: I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Purport: generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and the inquisitive who have performed some pious activities worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusionary energy. Therefore, for a pious person, if there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. Therefore, even though there are so called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. One who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as a most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nations, can achieve liberation as easily as one steps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with the place where there is danger in every step. The material world is certified by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita as a dangerous place full of calamities. Less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. The duty of the same person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances. Suffering all sorts of unavoidable because that is the mission of human life. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities. Therefore, the so called calamities are called false. A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for this calamity. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. It is simply a case of dreams. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, it is all gain. Contact with the Lord by any of the 9 devotional services is called a forward step on the path going back to Godhead. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura,
You
one
can
point.
read it later.
Okay, okay.
You can
So,
read it.
yeah, so Prabhu here, unlike we normal people, here Kunti Devi is telling she wants more and more of these calamities, which nobody asks. Everyone asks, Lord, ki, oh, we don't want any calamities. We want to come out of this. We want this. Why, when calamities come, we start telling, why, Lord, you have put us so much in problem and all. But we should know that both happiness and distress are like seasons, they keep passing, and both are the situations created by Lord. So even if calamities come, we should thank the Lord that okay, calamities has come, and then we should pray to the Lord, like how Kuti Devi does. She is like, more calamities come, they pray more fervently to Krishna, and Krishna is always there with them, like in the battle of Kurukshetra, or when Draupadi was being getting disrobed. So when calamities come, you're closer to us, she tells, rather than telling that, okay, in happiness, we don't feel you. But she wants calamities because when calamities come, Krishna is like Apad Bandhava, Dina Bandhu, and all. He's like a friend who helps in the calamities. So she wants him always closer to him. So calamities makes him closer to us rather than the good happiness, days of happiness. Because in days of happiness, many people tend to forget the Lord Almighty. They are always in the happy mode. But when calamities come, they start remembering Krishna. So she is very different from all common devotees. And also, this world is like Dukkale Ashwashwatam, means the whole world, material world, is filled with calamities, and we think that okay, no, we try to adjust to this world, like how we can overcome the calamities, or we can live in this world peacefully or prosperously or materially fully rich and all those stuff. But then it is like no use how much ever we try to think like that. This world is like that, only made to be filled with calamities and unhappiness and sorrows, and also all these things like janma mrityu jara vyadhi, huh? So rather than trying to think that how, and we think that okay, these calamities are like a dream where a tiger comes in a dream, it is attacking us, and then we scream like that. But rather than thinking of that, we should try to serve the Lord by the nine processes of bhakti. That is Shravana, Kirtana, Archana, Pada Sevana, Vatsalya, Atma Nivedana, and Madhurya, and another three are there, Sankirtan, and all those stuff. If we do that only, then only we can overcome all these problems in life. So Kuntima Devi is so highly advanced in spiritual and devotional service. She doesn't consider calamities as any problem, although she has undergone a lot of problems in life. From a very young age, when she lost her husband, she had to care for her five children all alone, and she had to face so many of problems. But still, she wants these calamities again and again. So this shows that what sort of an attitude and devotional person she is. And also it shows that here in the world, when calamities come, like we see okay, small thing comes also, we keep running to the Lord and tells why this comes to us. But she shows us that we have to be very tolerant, and devotees of Lord have to be tolerant, and whatever calamities come, we should take it as a blessing of the Lord. That's what I understood, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay. So Kunti Maharani is saying here that by giving the difficulty means remembering him, and by remembering means you're seeing him. Seeing him means the no longer repeated birth and death. So our ultimate goal is to serve Krishna, and so that we come out of this repeated birth and death, repeated birth, and go back home, back to Godhead. That's the point. So as a practicing devotees, we may not pray to the Lord, give me difficulties, which is not required. Prabhupada says it will anyway come. But at least we should pray that give me service so that I can serve you. So that Krishna will definitely protect. But if I destined to suffer, yes, I will suffer. But let me do my service. So our ultimate prayer should be that somehow or other, please engage me in your service. That should be our mood. Because we may not have the qualification or like Kunti Maharani to ask for difficulties. That's not required. But at least we should always pray that. So Prabhupada says that once we surrender, it's like crossing over the hoof of the calf. So easy. So that's how. Otherwise, our material world is such a huge, you cannot cross it over. But just by surrendering to Krishna, we can easily cross it over. So yeah, other points I think Mataji has covered. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the dangers are great blessings to me. Actually, again, he's saying the Kunti Maharani's point of view. O Guru of the universe, to give benefit to us, you destroy unsteadiness caused by the intoxication with the material comfort by giving ointment of the dangers arising out of your mercy. Through those dangers, yet we can see you. By seeing you, we no longer see the suffering of material nature. By seeing Krishna means no more seeing Yamaraj or no more seeing Yamadutas. That is the mood in which we should take. We don't want to see Yamaraj. We shouldn't see Yamadutas. We want to see Vishnu Dutas. We want to go back to Krishna. So that should be the mood. So we have to see Krishna See Krishna means we have to serve devotees and Krishna. That's the mode. We can see Lord only through service. That's why Prabhupada says devotional service. So now lot of opportunities are coming up. ISKCON, so many places, Janmashtami, so many festivals coming, Balram Jayanti, Janmashtami. So this is the best way to engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. So Krishna's appearance day, Krishna's birthday. I mean, it's not Krishna doesn't take birth, Krishna's appearance day. So that's a good opportunity to serve so that he is pleased. So we can make our consciousness so nice that we are to hear about Krishna and serve. Once so happened that Srila Prabhupada's god brothers or Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's disciples, when they came to meet His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur in the Vrindavan, where Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was giving lectures, they went to see darshan of the Lord, other temples. So Prabhupada was as Abhay, he was sitting and listening. When their sannyasis came back, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur asked, "Hope your eye massage is finished. What do you think when your guru is speaking, you'll go and take darshan of the Lord? You hear so that you can see the Lord." So that's why hearing is so important. We hear Bhagavatam from a spiritual master so that we can see the Lord. My naked eyes, I may not be able to see the Lord. I may not be able to appreciate. But by hearing, we can appreciate that. So that's why the seeing means hearing. Seeing means no repeated birth, because Krishna will purify us, take back to Godhead, back from Godhead. Okay, we'll read one more. Next sloka. Anyone assigned to this sloka?
Sampati Mataji, Sampati, I think.
Samapti.
But I think she's not there, I think, Prabhu.
She messaged not able to join.
Yeah, okay.
Anyone else read? Those who not read, please start. Please, someone unmute quickly. Yeah, go ahead.
जन्मैश्वर्याश्रुताश्रिभिर् एधमानामदापुमां नैवर्हति अभिधातुं वै त्वाम् अकिश्चानगोचरम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulences, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling, purport. Being materially advanced means taking birth in an aristocratic family and possessing great wealth and education and attractive personal beauty. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. But the result is that possessing all these material assets, one become artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such material puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly. O Govinda, O Krishna. It is said in the Shastra that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that he is unable to commit. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. There is not the least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency, but there is a quality to such utterance also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. A material puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he is incapable of uttering the name in quality. Therefore, the four principles of material advancement, namely high parentage, good wealth, high education, and attractive beauty, are, so to speak, disqualifications for progress on the path of spiritual advancement. The material covering of the pure spirit soul is an external feature as much as fever is an external feature of the unhealthy body. The general process is to decrease the degree of the fever and not to aggravate it by maltreatment. Sometimes it is seen that spiritually advanced persons become materially impoverished. This is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign as much as the falling of a temperature is a good sign. The principle of life should be to decrease the degree of material intoxication, which leads one to be more and more illusioned about the aim of life. Grossly illusioned person are quite unfit for entrance into the kingdom of God. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur 1.8.26. The security of the material world is actually a danger. Abhidhatum means to say the names of the Lord. So here Kunti Maharani is telling like these four things, Janma Aishwarya. So it is like high parentage, or somebody is having wealth, good education, or beauty. These things generally, because of them, generally the people are puffed up very easily. They have got ego because they think, oh, I have born in such family, so I am a very high elevated person, or somebody's puffed up about his education. Somebody is very beautiful because of that. So all these are like obstacles in the path of bhakti, because the person puffed up, and once the person become very egoistic, then for accepting the supremacy of the Lord and to become a servant is like it's a difficult process for a person who is having a high ego. So as it is said, like those kind of persons, like they're unable to chant the holy name because they are so puffed up that they cannot doesn't accept the glories of the holy name. And like in the Shastra it is said, like if simply by the utterance of the holy name the sinner gets rid of the that much sins that he cannot commit also. But again, that depends on the quality of the how the person is taking. Like it is said, like it just one Shuddha Naam is enough to liberate a person. But when that Shuddha Naam will come on our tongue, that is the question. So we are like doing practice for that, for our whatever rounds we are doing. So when that will come, we don't know. So that much quality should be there. So and Prabhu, can you scroll down a little bit? Some points
Yes.
I want to see.
One second.
Yeah. So like the example is given for that a help when a person who's helpless, he can very eagerly chant the name of the Lord. So we have so many examples from Bhagavatam itself, like how that elephant, what was the name? I
Gajendra.
forgot. Gajendra, how he called helplessly to Lord, and Lord Hari came immediately to save him because he was in distress and he called. So, but he doesn't say that you come and protect me, but he remembered the Lord that time in a helpless state. And we can see in the story of that Dundubi and Gokarna. The Dundubi was very attentive because he was in a very miserable condition. So he got liberated when the Bhagavatam session that conducted that finished, and everybody was very surprised, like why Gokarna or not liberated, why so many people who are like listening to the Bhagavatam, why they don't got liberated. And then it was explained, like because he has that anxiety, he has that urgency to, because he was in a very bad position. So that much helplessness, if we can understand that helplessness we also have, but we are not understanding the urgency. So once we understand the urgency of the situation in which we are, then probably our quality of chanting can improve. And then in further that same four principle of material advancements are given, like high parentage, good wealth. So these are disqualifications generally, as I said, because the person can easily get puffed up because having those opulences. And yeah, so last point Prabhupada wrote, like when we have a fever, the first thing we should do is to try to get the temperature down, not to increase it. So this material fever is also like that. This illusion we are having. So this is a material fever. So we should try to get that to the down temperature, not to increase it. So we can like if these four things are there and person get puffed up, then the temperature will increase, not will come down. So we should try to get that temperature down. So last line Prabhupada wrote, like grossly illusioned persons are quite unfit for entrance into the kingdom of God. So by these opulence, generally these people get illusioned and they become like unfit for entering the kingdom of God. Yeah, that's it, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Maybe we'll discuss few points, and for tomorrow, let's have this homework. Once, I mean, as a practicing devotees, we are doing this, increasing our wealth, we are increasing our name fame, we are increasing our family standard, we are increasing our beauty. I mean, so many things. All these four, what Kunti Maharani is saying, that not required. Are we doing this? I mean, each individual, each one of us can meditate on that. And what is Kunti Maharani saying? What Prabhupada is saying, that how we are going to, because Prabhupada is concluding that such people are not qualified to enter the kingdom of Godhead. Going back home, back to Godhead is our goal. So are we contradicting each other? One side we are saying that yes, I want to go back home. Other side, I want more and more wealth. Other side, I want to increase my beauty. I want my strength. I want to, make my strong situation. So am I contributing? I mean, am I contradicting each other? So let's debate tomorrow more on this. Here, maybe each one can come prepared so that, we can all meditate on that. And also the important point Prabhupada makes out that chanting with the feeling. Yeah, everybody will chant. Of course, as Sumit Prabhu also said, Prabhupada mentioned that uttering one Krishna, millions of lives sin can be eradicated. The Prabhupada says the sin he cannot commit, so much sin can be, eradicated. Once somebody asked to become a pure devotee, how long it takes? Prabhupada says 1 minute, says. One holy name is enough. But can it come from the feeling? Can it come from that strong desire that Krishna, please take me away? Will that come? When that comes, yes, Krishna will come. And we are all worried because Krishna, his name is Hari. If you really pray him, Hari means he steals. He'll steal our anarthas. He may steal our opulences also, so that we can bring him to the level of chanting the feeling. We have seen in this Prabhupada's lifetime also. Prabhupada was a great businessman. He had Allahabad, so many, the drug factories, all those things. But Krishna made sure that he lost everything. Of course, it's a pastime of Krishna, but we see that. And finally, when he came home, the books, what he written, Srila Prabhupada written, his wife stole it for Gaddi. When he asked his wife, where is my book? Those handwritten papers. She said, I have sold it for Gaddi for buying a tea bag. When he has asked, do you want a tea or me? She said, tea. So that's what, so these are the incident which makes a person to, go a particular direction. But Prabhupada's life we cannot imitate, but we can take lessons from there. Prabhupada is one of Satyavesha avatar. Prabhupada is a pure devotee. So we cannot imitate. I'm nowhere in that. But I can take a lesson that, yes, as a practice devotee, what I should do. So Krishna will, if we sincerely pray, he may take away. He is Hari. He may take away everything so that I can chant the holy name willingly. Otherwise, what happens that I have a chinta. I worry for chinta for my own opulences. So, but I don't have chinta for the chintamani, which is the holy name, which is paras. So have chinta for money, the chinta for more and more wealth, but not for that chintamani. So that's a, kind of a change I should develop. Anyway, so possible request all devotees to meditate on this point. As a practice devotees, which direction should do? What is the practical, maybe, what is it practically possible? That kind of a meditation, I will request all of you to come back tomorrow. I'll stop here. Devotees can share today's lessons Go ahead. Asha Mataji can start with that. Yeah.
Nothing much, Prabhuji, but since I understood the meaning of sincere devotion and its importance in our life,
Okay.
maybe in my life.
Yeah. Archana Mataji, anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Puja Mataji, anything? No. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
Mataji, go ahead.
I have understood today's lesson. Yeah, finally, all cantos is said that we always depend on God's decision, and whatever the calamities will come to our life, we always think that it is Krishna's wish. It is not our wish, whether it is good or bad. Everything is Krishna's wish. According to that, we have to lead our life.
Okay. Mariappan Prabhu, any
Hare
points?
Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Points.
Prabhu. I must take Kunti Maharani as example and learn to recognize blessings of Lord and be grateful to Lord for having provided the opportunity to enter in devotional services. Forget only the material benefits, material blessings, whatever I have received. That is, in fact, it is obstacle for my devotional services. In fact, but I must learn to be grateful to Lord for having, especially for having accepted me as a devotee and enter in the devotional service, because I'm seeing so many people. I'm trying to share my experience, but they are unable to enter, including my family members, close kin and kith. They are unable to enter in devotional services. So that is, I feel, it is because of costless mercy on me. I'm able to perform the devotional services, for which I must be grateful to Lord forever. I must remember the ultimate goal of overcoming birth and death cycle. Hence, to remember the Lord every moment. My attitude in devotional services should be ensured. Material world blessings are obstacles for devotional services. Those who are immersed in material pleasure are unfit to enter in Lord's Dhamma or Goloka Vrindavan. That I must remember, and I should get rid of this material pleasure, and I must take all possible measures to understand the Sutta Sattva Guna, that is to get out of this three qualities, that is Damoguna and Rajoguna and Sattva-guna. All these three gunas I should get rid of it, and I must try to enter in Sutta Sattva-guna, so that I can get rid of this material pleasure. That much I have understood.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sridev Mataji, please post in the group a question saying that after reading this sloka, are we contradicting as a practice devotees? Are we contradicting ourselves? I mean, what is the practical application? I mean, each one can meditate and can share tomorrow. So please post so that everybody can think about it. Is it practical, doing bhakti?
Regarding Prabhuji, this high parentage, good wealth, high education,
Correct.
and attractive beauty, how
How
please tell
practical
me,
it is.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
that in practical life,
Yes. Are we contradicting? Because one side we are saying that we want to go back home, and Prabhupada says those who are engrossed in these four things
and
are not qualified.
one
So,
side we are asking for more, we are concentrating on wealth, education, beauty, and all. And one side we are saying go back to Godhead.
yeah. So let us all meditate on that. Yes. Yeah. Any other points, Sridev Mataji? You have today's point.
Yes, Prabhuji. Kunti Maharani is very grateful to the Lord for what he has done when she and her sons were in so much difficulties. Then the great devotees like Kunti Maharani are not disturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in many circumstances. She thinks that by sufferings and misfortunes, one will progress in spiritual realization. And Kunti Maharani says the 4 principles of material advancements, like high parentage, good wealth, high education, and attractive beauty, are disqualifications for progress in spiritual advancement, because the person gets puffed up and becomes proud and does not think of the Lord. That's what Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Shruti Mataji, any other points?
No, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Ramesh Krishna Prabhu, anything there from your side? Sumit Prabhu, you want to say anything other than that?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, so anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. So let's have some churning. So let's debate on this point. Okay. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhuvya patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. See you tomorrow.
Sadeshwar